So we are back in Virginia.
Are you filming
a
already?
Second podcast with Joshi, the immigrant from Italy, and
Ziada, the immigrant from Bosnia.
from Bosnia. And today we are going to talk about feminism, dating.
And how to get cancelled on TikTok, for fuck's sake. It's very interesting. We have 3 people from different countries living in the United States, being raised abroad. We all had experiences in the dating world abroad, I guess. You've been here for only 7 years.
12.
You had your summer love in Bosnia, and don't say you didn't. And I lived in America for only 7, so I had both the American and the non-American experience. So that was tricky. I would simply start with boys and girls, and since we have a girl here for once, okay.
Yeah.
Xiada, you dated Bosnian, you met also other Balkans, and you also met Americans.
I have.
Okay, who do we want to start with? Actually, you've been here for a long time in America. Tell me about the American boy. And not just talking about your boyfriends. What you notice across the whole spectrum on average. Let's talk about the average American man that approaches a woman.
Well, you had it right the first time when you said American boy.
Oh, fuck, already.
Most of them aren't men.
Yeah, we're getting cancelled. We're getting cancelled.
Not
I'm
yet.
not wrong.
We're still safe.
You're
We're
not
still
wrong.
safe.
No, we actually talked about it last night and we got a little bit of hate today on TikTok.
Plenty of
But
it.
it's okay.
They hate it because it's right, and it hurts their feelings deep down.
Why does it hurt boys' feeling to hear
Yeah.
something like that? What do you think?
Because their mommy told them they were so special and so
Oh, Madonna Santa!
Because mommy said I'm so special,
I can't.
and nobody can say I'm not.
You think it's just mommy, or you think it's the whole childhood, how they grow up?
Do you think it has something to do with the lack of father presence in the home?
I was about to say it's a lot of so many people that I knew growing up had divorced parents.
In America? Or everywhere, also in...
No, in America. In Bosnia, divorce only started like a couple years ago.
So the American stuff started coming there recently.
Yeah.
Here seems like it's like a video game. I get married and goodbye after a while.
It's not as permanent here.
Okay.
Because everyone's just like, oh, I'll get married quick. And then if I realize I don't like you in a few months, then we can just get divorced. And everything's so like quick instead of thinking for 5 minutes or getting to know someone.
Okay. Okay.
Because the problem with dating here, you don't get to know anybody. You jump in bed with them and then figure it out later.
Hookup culture.
Yeah.
So you think if you actually would take some time to meet a person before going to bed,
Yeah.
stuff will be better?
That's why I've been single for like 3 years, is because I actually started like, oh, I want to have a man in my life,
Okay.
which is impossible to find here. So I was like, let me...
So I have some statistics
Sure.
regarding children coming from fatherless homes.
That was
Okay.
my worst class in high school.
63%. So children coming from fatherless homes account for 63% of youth suicides in America. 90% of all homeless and runaway youth. 85% of all children that exhibit behavioral disorders. 71% of all high school dropouts. 70% of juvenile in-state operated institutions. 75% of adolescents patients in substance abuse centers. And 75% of rapists motivated by displaced anger. All of these categories come from fatherless homes. This percentage.
Fatherless.
Fatherless. So without a father figure in the home.
Okay. So back into the dating game. You believe that this has a big impact over how many of the men out here get buttered easily about stuff?
Yes,
Because
because
they didn't
the
have it.
second you tell a guy here, oh, I want a committed relationship, it's only me and you.
Yeah.
Well, my parents got divorced, so I don't believe in love. And I don't want a serious relationship. Like, let's just keep it casual. And it's like, are you dumb?
Wait, but if you didn't like what you had, wouldn't you be seeking for exactly the opposite?
For something
Meaning
better?
For something stable? That's my thing.
You would think that's the logical thing, but when you're just trying to lie to someone to get them to stay in the situation that they're in, you'll just think of anything.
Okay. Because today we were talking about this in the car today.
Yes,
we were saying
we were
that
talking about it.
you are competing as a man.
Oh yeah, what I told you.
This is fucked up. This is
Yeah.
fucked up.
So tell her what I told
which
you.
makes sense. You as a man, when you're trying to date, you are competing with the childhood experience of the girl. Meaning
I
you
made
should try to
reference-
mimic that. If she had a
The difference
chaotic
between men and
experience,
women.
you should be similar. If she had a
Yeah.
stable experience, you should be similar.
Yeah,
in
so
that.
a man in a relationship is always gonna compete with her childhood. If her childhood was full of drama, insecurity, abuse, physical or mental,
Yeah.
and you're a man that provides stability, she's gonna crave that, she's gonna desire that, but
Yeah.
it's gonna feel so unreal to her that she's deep down mentally she's gonna push back on that.
Yeah.
Versus unlike men, that men when they were boys or kids actually, if their situation at home was a disaster, physical or mental abuse, insecurity, they were always told that you're not good enough or stuff like that, they are gonna seek a woman that's gonna bring peace, calm and stability. And the conversation kind of started a little bit, the differences between men and women.
What do you think about the men competing with the childhood of the woman, trying to mimic it? What do you think? Because you're a woman, so
I
this
think
is.
that is I mean, you can see it in your own life, in other people's lives. Scientifically, it's been proven. Women look for someone who's like their dad. Men look for someone who's like their mom.
Oh, that's true, but it's fucked up.
This is gonna be a TikTok just.
This is
No,
fucked up.
it's
This is-
so weird.
It's so
It
weird.
is so weird.
It's funny because said it like this, I understand it. I know already in the comments so many people say men are looking for a mommy. It's not a mommy, it's for a.
It's the
character.
the character, the figure, yeah.
The people who say that are the ones that have issues with traditional gender roles.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Which are so under attack these days in America.
I've had so
it's
many
crazy.
problems with that.
But this, yes, this
That's
is.
a whole-
Tell us about it. I'm really curious. Can you give us like just a few examples?
So I had this big like life realization a couple months ago, but basically growing up, you're always asked what do you want to be when you grow up, and I never had an answer. I would just copy what my friends were saying, because my friends would say I want to be a doctor, I want to be an astronaut or something amazing,
say
because
it.
that's what you're supposed to be.
Yes.
You're supposed to want to be what the feminist movement allowed for us, because it's so amazing. And I never felt that way. I just didn't have an answer, so I would put, okay, I want to be an astronaut like Barbie or whatever. But then a couple months ago I was like, no, I don't. I want to be a wife, and I want to maybe have kids. I don't know about that one yet, but I want to be a wife, and I want
Okay.
a man to take care of, and I'm okay with those traditional gender roles.
Yeah.
I take care of you. I love cooking. I love cleaning. I have no problems with being that for someone, as long as he also then provides safety, security, money, a life for me. Because it's an even balance, it's an exchange.
We talked about this last night a little bit actually.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people are misunderstanding what taking care of means. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you're gonna babysit him, and it doesn't mean that he's gonna babysit you. It's that it's meant to be for him to allow your feminine energy to come
Exactly.
come
And it's
up,
not a
and
bad
vice
thing.
versa.
My
Exactly.
whole life people have made that seem like such a bad thing, and finally I realized like, no, it's not. It's perfectly fine. But a big problem with it is that it's so frowned upon and looked at so negatively that everything I provide for a man is seen as so weak that when then he provides for me, it seems like such an uneven power balance, when really it's even. I'm providing something for you that's bringing comfort and peace of mind and a comfortable life for you. You're doing the same for me. It's even. What I provide as a woman isn't less valuable than what you provide as a man. It's just that the feminist movement made it seem like
It is.
everything that's feminine is so weak.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, it's not.
Plus, you come from. I don't want to get too personal to that, but think about your family. Your family represents both the tradition and the modern family. Both of your parents work. Both of your parents work.
Yeah, they had to.
Both of your parents worked. Your mother was an independent woman. Your father was an independent man. They created their own little nest
Yeah.
where you three were born, and your mother is still very traditional Vedic mother.
Yeah.
In a badass way. Holy shit, do not talk shit to her mother. She scares the crap out of me. I love her, she's scared. Whoa.
You're not the only one.
European women.
Balkan
Typical
woman, you
European
are
woman.
dead. You are dead. I saw also how she raised them. Holy shit.
They say Balkan women are beautiful, but they're so deadly.
Fucking
Oh yeah.
hell. Fucking
Yeah, I
hell.
heard that before.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yo, she talks shit about me all the time when I'm there. Like to me, I love it. In
I
a good
feel
way.
that a lot of this is also coming from people in society. Luckily, we live in. The benefit of living in this country is that everybody can have a voice.
Unless it's the wrong one.
Issue with this is that everybody has a voice, right? And we both come from countries, and you as well, actually, that we know, because of the history of our country, what happens when you try to restrict somebody's speech. So part of that is also, in my opinion, that you have all these people in our society that have huge followings, huge platforms, and they are sending the wrong message. So, for example, Chelsea Handler.
Who's Chelsea Handler?
She's that comedian.
She's 48. She's single. Okay. She went through these mental health issues
Bless you.
a while ago. And somehow she is promoting this narrative that being single, no kids, no husband, nothing, is the right way for young women. And she's happy. Happy. And I feel that a lot of young women, young girls are looking up to her as a role model, when in my opinion, she really, really isn't.
Oh, to each their own opinion. As a man, I hope I will not be single in the future. Like, I don't know, at the age of 40, I hope to have my little
Minions
thing.
running around.
Even minions, at least have my partner.
Yeah.
If there
Would I be able to spoil your kids?
Yes, you can.
You-
You
okay.
can be the cool uncle.
Yes. We would
can
jump
be.
from here on the trampoline
I can
downstairs.
see you giving them a rifle to these little minions and have them shoot shit.
Oh,
I
they
don't know.
definitely going hunting at 10.
I don't know
like,
about
that's-
that.
10 years old hunting. His kids, it's official.
Fucking hell. And this is how they got them killed.
Yeah. We're gonna mark them with the blood of the. Yeah, it's a whole process. It's a whole initiation.
I'm done. Anyway, okay. Issue is that the messaging, feminism, modern feminism. Do you think that feminism, and we're gonna start with her.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Do you believe that the feminism that
Modern day feminism.
you see on social media, you see by politicians and stuff? I'm not asking you the details of stuff. Whatever you hear, you think it is good, or you think it is detrimental? You think that it is rather important? You think it is misinterpreted or overinterpreted? What do you think? What do you think is it doing to women, especially the younger women?
Feminism, influencing kids.
Influencing current modern women, younger women.
Yeah.
Is it doing good or is it doing bad? Is it being misinterpreted? Is it being overinterpreted?
It depends on the person.
Okay.
Because you can see something and read something and like comprehend it, understand it, and not go over the edge. But the problem with especially this country is too many people take something and go too far with it
Okay.
and are just too extreme. Like, nobody in this country knows how to be in the middle. You're either
Exactly.
so far Republican that you're sucking Donald Trump's dick, or you're so Democratic that you're just turning over and letting anybody just whoop you. There's no, like, people rarely know how to be in the middle and be like, I believe what I believe, it's kind of in the middle somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest thing is people are so easily influenced and they so easily have their minds changed.
I disagree with
mind
being to the extreme. I think majority of, I think a lot of Americans are very moderate in their views. I feel that, and I agree with you with the second part that you said, that nobody knows how to be in the middle anymore.
Yeah.
But I feel like we have this divide because of the media, and politicians, which are making it seem like everybody's so divided. For example, when it comes to immigration, it's something I'm very, very passionate about.
Yeah.
I feel that if everybody in America stops listening to the news, stops listening to politicians, we could have meaningful immigration reform. I think it's probably the only political topic in America today where we could meet in the middle. And I'm not trying to deviate from feminism here, just like, I understand where you're coming from, and I understand why you have this opinion, but I feel that as somebody that attended quite a few Republican events and quite a few Democratic events, I went undercover on a couple.
Yeah.
I feel like you could never be undercover in a liberal
totally,
event.
man. I wore a mask and everything. I feel like you'd be surprised how moderate some are, and a lot of them are having the views that they are having based again on something that they heard on the news or something they heard a politician. And like you said, and the part that I agree, that everybody is so easily influenced and they don't do research, they don't read, they don't, because here everybody's like going. We were talking earlier how where we come from, people are a little more laid back. We know how to enjoy our time off and so on and so forth.
Newspapers, old school.
We still read the newspaper.
Yeah.
No, well, to your point, you said if you got rid of social media, people could be moderate. The problem is social media is so...
No, the media, like mass media,
Well,
like CNN,
social
Fox
media,
News,
period.
MSNBC.
Also social media, because social media knows exactly what your general direction is, and then keeps on pushing you more extreme.
Yeah, but you
understand
can
what I
filter
mean,
the content on social media. You cannot filter the content if you are CNN or Fox News.
You can.
You're gonna get that propaganda from both.
You can filter the content also on the media by watching both sides just to create your own idea, but very few people do it because it's more convenient to just get the stuff.
Well, I
up
had
to
the
you.
experience. So I was a senior in high school in the 2016 election year when Trump was running against... Don't remember, don't care.
Was
Hillary.
Clinton.
Hillary.
That one- oh my
Hillary.
God, yeah.
Hillary Clinton.
I forgot it was
Blondie.
Blondie.
Yeah, them two. I had one best friend who was super Republican, and she was dating a guy in the army. Yikes, but that's who she was dating.
Yep.
And they were both really Republican, and then my other best friend was super liberal. Like, she was one of the liberals that was like, I should be able to walk naked in the streets, and I was like, okay, relax. But like, two very different sides of the spectrum. And my one friend's boyfriend was like attacking people that I went to high school with on Twitter because he was a Trump supporter and they weren't, and he was like, you guys are stupid, and saying stupid shit. And both my liberal friend came to me and was like, you need to tell her boyfriend to leave us all alone and like stop coming at us on Twitter. And I was like, hey,
it's not my problem.
he's not my boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's not my problem. You're not family to me, so I don't care about your problems on a social media platform that you could just
Blog.
not look at it.
Yeah.
So I was like,
You
know,
have that option of not
they
pulling
were
up the
both
article.
yelling at me from both sides of like, you need to tell her this, you need to tell her that. Did you see what she posted on Twitter? Just back and forth, and I was like, super easy solution to this problem. I deleted my Twitter.
Oh, wow.
Immediately, and I have never made another Twitter again. I was like, hey, super easy solution, because it's not my problem. If I don't see it, I don't care to deal with it. So I just deleted my whole Twitter.
Wow. I feel before Trump and Hillary's 2016 election, I feel personally that there was more political discourse and dialogue in the country. And I feel when Trump started running, both sides really went in it. And to your point, because you said everybody's so easily influenced,
Yeah.
also a lot of people are incapable of having discussions. If I disagree, if they disagree, they just can't. Either they agree and they can talk, or they
Yeah.
disagree and there's like, that's it. We're not talking, we're not hanging out anymore, and so on and so forth. I see it all the time, and I hear about it all the time, and it's crazy because you cannot grow intellectually, mentally in this world from every aspect if you don't allow yourself to be exposed to things that you disagree with.
Yeah.
And Piers Morgan said it the best. how arrogant do you have to be to think that you can walk through life without ever
Oh yes, I
being
know exactly what you're saying.
offended? And that stuck with me to this
Yeah.
day, because Piers Morgan used to be very, very
Democrat.
left, very liberal from UK, and I don't want to say that he doesn't have the same beliefs anymore, but I find him very moderate in his beliefs.
Yeah. I mean, people can change
when he
over
said,
time.
yeah, when
can
he said
change.
that, it really stuck with me.
Yeah.
People go nuts whenever I tell them that in Italy, pretty much every single person voted left, right, and center, depending on their age and what they believe in.
Yeah.
So people tend to go one side and just stay there. I don't know. By the way, we talked about feminism.
Yeah.
We're going back into feminism. We never mentioned masculism. Okay.
Masculinity.
Femminismo and maschilismo. Okay, feminismo.
There's no masculism here in America. There's
well,
not a word. I don't think
masculine-
masculism is a word.
So no, I noticed, and your TikTok, your social media is different. You're not spending as much time on them. You're about to delete them, you said, and
Yeah.
everything. But there has been the rise of these influencers that they call toxic.
Yes.
You know exactly the ones I'm talking about. I feel like you have a general idea.
Yep.
With some ideas, some concept that I believe is simply concept of being a normal man. Others a little bit more extreme, especially on the dating side. But I see the rise of these people, and they're growing a lot in fame, probably because to the average kid they can be some kind of guidance. I don't know, I have no idea. What do you think about that? I'm gonna start with you, and then I'm gonna go to you. These male influencers pushing a little bit of everything. Some ideas are good, some ideas are bad. Also philosophers, think about a Jordan Peterson.
I think Jordan Peterson is a total different ball game. But these influencers that you are referring to, I think they are a direct result of culture and societal norms in America. When you have so many kids, again, going back to what we originally talked about, so many kids growing up in fatherless homes, of course they are going to look up for a male figure. They are going to look to find a male figure to look up to. Of course they are going to get that message and absorb that message like a sponge. And supply and demand, my friend.
Supply and demand.
That's simple.
So the demand created
sad reality, because a lot of these influencers, and they are on my feed every now and then. I'll click on something and I'll watch a TikTok, and then I'll get, for a few days, that's all I'm gonna get on my feed. And I watch it and I'm like, okay, you were hurt at some point and you never recovered. So what you're doing now is either A, you're trying to prove your exes or that person or everybody in your life who you are and what you're capable of. Good for you, but you're being toxic while you're doing it. Or, again, you didn't heal that trauma and you're treating everybody, and you see everybody like the person that hurt you.
Some also use it as a business.
Some also use it as a business, yes.
Some
So
use it as a business.
I don't want to give names because these are huge content creators that are charging $20, $30,
$1,000, $10,000,
for
depending on the
advice
product.
on TikTok from 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. Really? Come on.
The thing is this, the general basic messages are good. Be a man, man up, understand that sometimes life is hard, work your ass off, be nice to people, this kind of stuff. Sometimes there are some ideas like, I would not tell this to the entire world. I would be careful I would be refraining from this. What do you think? Have you understood a little bit what we're talking about, who we're talking about? What do you think about this and the effect it does, again, mostly to the younger guys?
Well, I don't watch a lot of those male podcasts.
Yes.
I've seen the female extreme side, but to both sides, you're right about some of the emotional past trauma, but I think a lot of them are more the business side. They want to go viral, they want to have a huge following, they want people to look at it. A lot of people are just like, me, look at me, I want attention.
Yep.
And what's going to get attention is an extreme point of view, because anger and love are the two
clickbait, basically.
Yeah, they're the
Clickbait.
two most like
Yeah.
aggressive emotions. So you're gonna say something super controversial. There will be people that absolutely love it and they will be behind you. There's gonna be so many people that hate it, and one way or another, it's a view, it's money, it's a comment.
Yes, but you fucking had somebody's brain. I feel like also, cioè, you talked about
Yeah, but
also
they don't
the
care if
extreme-
they're doing it for the business.
Yeah,
they
but
don't
I think
care
that's
about
bad.
that.
So some messages like this is good stuff that for a boy to see. Okay, this is motivate. This is
Well, if
good.
you're looking at it as a business perspective, there are people who speak at world conferences for
Yes.
global warming that take a private jet. How are
yeah.
you speaking at a
Yes.
global warming conference taking a private
Yeah,
jet,
okay.
ruining the world?
At least Greta Thunberg took a boat.
a yacht.
Amazing.
No, a boat. She
An
literally
actual
took
boat.
a boat that wasn't powered by coal or petrol
A
or anything.
rowing
She was
boat.
rowing it.
I don't think she was rowing. But anyway, yeah.
But
just
it's like, to your point,
parenthesis.
it doesn't matter if I care about the youth or not. If it's a business, I'll say whatever it takes to get my business to grow and make me money.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Because people at their most business people and people that own very large companies at their core are little crazy,
Yeah.
very greedy,
Yep.
and that's how
Well,
they
all of them
run a
are many.
business. But you need to be that way to run a business.
But the message, I feel like the message is fucking up people. Cioè,
Oh, it is, yeah.
let's take the two extremes, okay? One extreme is saying all men are trash. The other extreme is saying all women take advantage of men. Okay, these are the two extremes. Women are strategic about everything. If you teach this to kids, okay, you're gonna put them in an environment in the future where the man just wants something quick all the time because he thinks that he will be taken
Objectifies.
advantage.
Yeah.
He thinks he will be taken advantage about everything.
Transaction.
Okay,
That's it.
And the woman will grow up thinking that every man is trash, so I'm gonna use, I don't know.
End up
use,
like Chelsea Handler.
Well, that's
Exactly.
where we're at now
And I should be- yes.
in the world. But
What do you think?
that is the fault of kids, young adults being on social media so much and consuming too much information. But for the kids, it's the parents' fault.
Yes.
You can take your kid's phone away.
Yes,
You can
yes,
restrict their
this.
social medias.
Exactly. I 100% agree with
My
this.
Cazzo!
My parents
Bello.
didn't buy me a cell phone, period, until
14.
I was in 7th grade.
14.
Yeah. I think I
I
was
didn't
the
have
last
social
too.
media.
Yeah.
All of my friends had a Facebook because I was there when Facebook was invented.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody had a social media before me or a Facebook before me. And I didn't. And my dad was like, no, you can't have a Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm not letting you.
Yeah. I wouldn't let my 14-year-old have Facebook
No.
or Instagram or TikTok or anything like that either.
I didn't have an Instagram until I was always the last person to get the social media. And my parents, made sure I didn't post anything stupid.
Yeah.
Thank God. Because some of the things these kids are posting, I'm like, wow, but...
Like I remember there was the parenthesis to what you were saying. There was an article from a news publication. I don't remember who it was, but when TikTok became viral in America and you had all these 14, 15, 16-year-olds, dancing with barely any clothes on. And the article was about where are the parents? Like that was the headline of the article. And that's how I found out about TikTok. I had no idea what it was. And then I think it took me another year or so before I downloaded it and I started making political content.
Yeah.
And just the article alone, it didn't show videos, but it showed screenshots, basically. And I don't know, for me it was a huge culture shock because coming from Romania,
Because you can't tell kids here what to wear. That's mean.
Yeah.
And kids are going to make fun of them because they don't have what other people are wearing.
Do you feel that a lot of parents try to be their kids' BFFs rather than being their parent?
Ooh! I
don't
feel
know,
that a
'cause-
lot of parents are just lazy.
Yeah.
I think it's just lazy.
I don't think
Right?
it's being best friends so
Yeah.
much as it is just not
So about 60% of parents in America have no idea, according to studies taken by interviewing the students, about 60% of parents have no idea what their kids are learning in schools, what their curriculums are, what their grades are, what their homework is, or anything like that. My mom knew everything. She knew my grades, she knew the names of my teachers.
Your mom was Romanian.
Yeah.
My parents knew my grades, but that was all they cared about. They didn't know what homework I was
parents-
doing or what I was learning.
My
Like
parents,
she was looking in my locker
But
at
yeah,
school,
but
bro.
they
my
also
grades
didn't
until I was
know-
fucking up. When I was fucking up, then they knew everything. They were like, it was funny. Like, I think that's a beautiful way. It's like if everything is going well, nothing.
Nothing,
If you're starting to
yes.
fuck up,
No, the same.
Micromanagement.
The same.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, micromanagement.
Micromanagement.
Yeah.
when I was little. So yeah, I think that's a good way to teach.
It's a lot
yeah,
of just not
yeah.
parenting your kids.
Yep.
No, it's about effort. It takes time. Cioè, my parents took time. My father was the cavalry because he was working, so he could be only called in when shit was going down very badly. But my mother was the continuous infantry,
Yeah.
keeping us in check.
And look at you now.
I'm autistic.
What's your biggest red flag in a guy?
Porca la puttana. Vai, go.
I mean, you can tell me your biggest red flag in
No,
a
I'm
guy.
big
too.
already about the girls.
If he doesn't have a good relationship with his parents.
Okay.
Because if you don't care about your parents or if you don't have a good relationship with your parents, how, because we talked about it earlier, parents influence you, you look for what your parents had. If you don't have a relationship, or if you're not like good with your parents, how are you going to be good to me?
What if the parent was a bad influence in his life?
I mean, it is.
Which we live in a country where it's a high chance,
Yeah.
unfortunately. He still cares about his mom or dad. They are still in touch, but he's mindful of how much energy
That's
he puts
fine.
because he doesn't want to like get hurt or the past trauma or so on and so forth.
That's totally fine. That is understandable. But if he's just like, oh, I just don't care about my parents, I don't talk to them just for no reason other than
Oh, okay. All right.
he doesn't care about having a relationship with, like, that's,
Yeah, I
weird.
feel the parent relationship speaks volumes to someone's character.
because that's the way I was raised, like,
Yeah.
caring
Strong
for
family
Yeah.
values and yeah.
So if you don't have that, and then if you don't have the same values, getting married and raising a kid is so much more difficult. So it's like,
We talked about this
Oh
yesterday.
shit! I feel
Yeah.
like this is a deja vu.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday because
Put
I
down,
said
put down in different words, but
Yeah.
yes.
I brought up that I try to incorporate politics when I first meet somebody, like even before we end up going on a date. And he was very surprised.
Even before
from
the
it.
name. Nice
Not
to meet
before-
you. I'm Republican. What's your name? I'm Republican. Are you too?
And I put it from the perspective that I'm busy. So if I'm gonna, and I'm busy, B, I'm dating with intention.
yeah.
Okay, so if I'm gonna go out with you, that means that I'm gonna plan it, I'm gonna strategize it. If you're comfortable, I'm gonna pick you up. If you're not, we can just meet there.
Yeah.
Like, let's say 2-hour date with everything, 3 hours, then I'm gonna talk with you, maybe text you before the date, stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be involved. Like, I don't play games, right? So because of that takes time that I can do other stuff for my personal growth.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're a raging liberal, I already wasted 3-4 hours
Yeah.
that I'm never gonna get back, and the money, right? Because if we're gonna go on a date, if I ask you out, I'm gonna pay. There's absolutely
obviously.
no question about it. So I'm wasting money and time for nothing in the return. And again, I'm dating with intention. I'm dating long term, not just for a fling, not just for the summer, not just for the weekend or something like that. So he was very surprised, but he kind of understood
No,
where I was
understand that.
coming with it.
That's a big thing. I will not go. Another reason why I haven't been on a lot of dates recently, if you call me or text me First of all, if a guy asks me for my Snapchat, immediately no.
Yes. Thank
Immediately
you.
no.
I love Snapchat.
Absolutely.
I love Snapchat.
I am almost
I don't
25.
I never used it.
I am
Yeah.
too old to be texting you over Snapchat. Grow up.
Yes, I
Second of all-
love this so much.
If you call me or text me and say, I want to take you out on a date, perfect. I said earlier, I want a man. I want you to text me, be ready at this time, wear a dress, wear something casual. Tell me at least the vibe of where we're going so I know to dress appropriately.
Kind of. The
Yeah.
dynamic. Yeah.
Tell me when to be ready, general idea of the vibe, when you're picking me up, or even if you're like, hey, meet me at this place, but plan the fucking date.
Yep.
If a guy's like, I don't know, where do you want to go? Immediately stop talking to him.
Can I just add something to this? If you're watching this, FaceTime.
Oh my god,
Yo, that's
please.
my thing, okay?
FaceTime.
That's my...
Okay, anybody can call. Anybody can call. I don't care if you're doing dishes. Something casual, FaceTime. It's the extra effort.
I was literally applying for jobs when you FaceTimed me last night. I still answered.
That's all I'm gonna say. FaceTime. You're gonna appreciate the extra effort. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
I made a
Stop
TikTok.
texting. Be a man. FaceTime her.
I made a TikTok about this
Snapchats for
because
middle
ladies,
schoolers.
because some girls ask me, what is something that you look
Such
for?
a red flag.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
When people text me and they get my interest, I straight up FaceTime immediately.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you don't respond, I will have nothing to do with you, unless there's an excuse. Okay,
Yeah.
a good excuse. I will not have, because I don't want to have anything to do with an NPC, with a non-player character. Okay,
Yeah.
if you're even fearful of showing your face on a screen, let's not even talk about a real person. Come on, fuck off.
No, I
Fuck off.
totally agree, and I get the
off.
vibe with Snapchat.
Yeah.
I actually,
Oh my God.
full disclosure, I downloaded Snapchat a month ago because I found out that
Delete
you
it.
can push content on it, and we
They pay
both
you really well.
we both know how the right is really not engaging with Gen Z.
Gen Z is on Snapchat.
Yeah, and after a few weeks, I was like, fuck no,
Yeah.
that's it. Literally
No.
had one person that added me on Snapchat. Like my snap score was 0 for the entire month. And I was like, please don't snap me. Like I was just thinking, do not fucking snap me.
You're not
Because that's
missing
not what this
anything.
is for. That's not what I have it for. It's to try to push content to get the younger generation. And I couldn't. I couldn't.
You
it
know
was
why
just something
Snapchat is for the
me.
young generation?
Because the stories delete automatically.
Exactly. It's a lack of
It's a sexting
lack of
app.
accountability.
Exactly.
Lack of having consequences.
But
Yeah.
what people don't realize is there are databases.
Yeah, so see
Just
everything
because it
and
deletes
everything.
from your story after 24 hours does not mean it's gone forever. It's still there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No.
the second a guy says, "What's your Snapchat?" Go fuck yourself.
You know what are two nice green flags?
Too
What do you
nice.
mean?
What?
Green flags.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm a man. I will always pay for a date. That's my rule. I'm Italian. That's why ladies love Italians, because that's the way we are.
I'll pretend to offer, but I won't actually.
There you go.
The gesture,
There's the underlining message.
knowing that I'm gonna pay, but when I see that she pulls out the wallet naturally, because you can see when it's forced, just of cordiality, and when it's natural, I love that. Number one. Number two, ladies listen. Ladies listen. I open the door for a car, you go in, I walk around the door, around the car. If I see you trying to open the door for me, and this happened to me a few times, I love it.
I would never think of that.
You know why? You know why? What you're telling me, and again, it has to be natural. It happened to me. You're showing me that you're not selfish. That you go above. And you can see it also in how they treat people during a date, the waiter, the waitress and stuff.
For me are two other things.
It's little stupid things, but
It is. At
That
the end
really,
of the
that
day,
really,
it
it's
is.
like, oh my god, I love that. Like when it happened to me, it's like I love that.
Yeah, it is. They are really small things. For me, I have other like green flags, because you mentioned green
It
flags.
doesn't have
I
to
asked her
happen.
about red
It doesn't have to happen, but when it happens, like cherry on the cake.
I don't know. For me,
I
it's
love it.
communication and meshed energy.
Yeah.
Match energy, of course. There needs to be a
Like
match.
that's it. Like if you don't have those, like fuck off.
And this
I'm
is
sorry.
this is to boys. Okay, this is one thing that boys need to understand. You're not selling a product. You're trying to match with a person. Sometimes there will be a match, and sometimes there will not. It is normal that you're not matching with everybody. Okay, if you're matching with everybody, you're not being yourself. You're trying to mimic a person that you're not.
Exactly.
So don't
Or pretend
take
to
it,
be somebody.
don't take it personal when it's not going well. Cioè, for real, don't take it personal, okay?
Yeah, you gotta be yourself, because otherwise
Ah,
you're
she's an
just
asshole. Ma vaffanculo, te, tua madre e tua sorella.
yes.
Sorry.
What he said.
It's certo. It's just so much that you can fake. Like at some point, your real you is gonna come out,
Yeah.
and then what? You're a
Yes.
POS at the end of the day. I
POS.
can call you anything else but that.